Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Paul's Monday Market Update, number 230 in for Monday, 6th of July, 2026. I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a good weekend. I hope you're sort of not too bleary-eyed and struggling for those of you like myself who stayed up to watch that football match last night. So it was worth it. I'm glad that it was not only was it a good result, but it was actually a great game to watch and stuff. And so I can live with that. All right, I would have been a bit different had I just stayed up all that time to watch a 0-0 ball draw. But anyway, we go on. Paul's Monday Market Update. Okay, if you're here in the room, I hope you can hear me. Hope you can see the slides. Okay, and that the technology is working fine for us. Those of you joining us for the first time, the Monday Market Update is just that. It is me flying through as much as I can cram into the next 25-30 minutes, looking at strength and weakness within the FX markets, looking at a few charts of interest, and then a look at the live markets. It's not a signal service. It's not trade recommendations. It's just me sharing what I'm looking at, which may help you with your own analysis. As always, you are very welcome here, but just remember you're always responsible for your own trading and investing decisions. And as always, if you want a little bit of help and support, we're about to start the Q3 VTP Trader Accountability Group. All right, so just a small group that helps you build discipline, accountability, and consistency. Okay, with other serious, dedicated traders. Once again, there's a bit.ly code there or a QR code, or you can ping me if you've got any questions. Okay, next one, Delta Airlines. Listen, it's a very thin week on the earnings, but I think we've got Pepsi on Thursday, and then of course we've got Delta Airlines on Friday. Okay, major US airline. I always keep an eye on these. All right, bit of a soft spot, which is not really smart as a trader and investor. But when I was 18 years old, I did a summer camp working in the US. Okay, teaching football, and then after that, I got it cost me $250. Got me 30 days of unlimited flying around the continental US with Delta Airlines and stuff. And so it was fantastic. All right. It was a fantastic, that was in a very different time and place. All right. So I've always had a soft spot for Delta Airlines, even if their food wasn't always great. But anyway, that's 30 odd years ago. Let's move on. But Delta Airlines, it's in aerospace. I always keep an eye on defense and aerospace companies as well. And actually, as you can see, in spite of all the shenanigans that have been going on in the world and with the oil price, even, it has not been a bad run for Delta Airlines. Okay, yep, there was there's a bit of a megaphone there, okay, and a little bit of a break, but once again, it kind of held off the 50 there, and I'd look at that as a kind of a scruffy morning star, really, off that 50. But as you can see, it has continued to work its way higher, and as the price of oil has come down, as the kind of world has got back to a semblance of normality, and I appreciate that is all open to interpretation, you're looking at, well, what's going on here? So, as I said, they've got their earnings on Friday, all right? So it'll be interesting to see, do those numbers keep this sort of supported elevated price? Or is this the pump before a dump? All right, so a bit of an earnings setup for those of you who like to trade, that sort of thing. So you're going to have to watch the kind of the guidance, the fuel commentary, okay, the prices of oil, all right, what the kind of demand is for travel, all right, and whether the market kind of rewards kind of revenue growth or basically gives it a hard time about any kind of margin pressure. But certainly that has been an interesting move. Right, normally you hear me saying that once prices pull further away from those averages, I'm kind of gone a bit parabolic. I'm always a little bit nervous as it is. All right, so as I said, I'll be interested to see whether the earnings can support that or whether it basically pulls the rug on it.